Hey, Drew. First one. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Squeezing these last beans is last day of fall. Thanks, Drew. I believe it. You're the first to my stream, so you gotta be number one. Do you used to join my streams back last year when I streamed? I think you must have. You said that you missed me, so I think I definitely remember. There's a few guys that stuck around. This guy named Brian that always came around too. Remember him? Appreciate you coming in, spending some time with me. Oh, in Twitch even? Yeah, I streamed on Twitch for like 1 or 2 times. But mostly after that was stuck to I tried sticking to Facebook more. Head tracking straight. Goofing up. There we go. Yeah, I did start off on Twitch, and then I didn't really like the platform as much, so I just went to Facebook, but then I stopped doing it on Facebook now because I don't want to just interfere with everyone. I know there's a lot of people that don't feel like watching, so I'm getting notified that I'm live. I like the new 3D tracks. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I have new track arrays and new track belt made for the Steiger series. Mentioned it should be released tomorrow on consoles and PC. Now, Drew, are you a PC player or are you a console player? Both? Okay, that's fun. Yeah, then my brother went between them both just for convenience on the console, then for certain mods on PC. And shaders on PC. Yeah, the PC version of the Steigers already had 3D tracks on them, but I am updating them to make they look a lot nicer now. And okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot easier to play multiplayer. Well, I guess it works the same either way, but I feel like in consoles it's a lot simpler just because you can have less variations of mods. You can't have any edited versions that screw everything up. You only can have the official mod hub one, so a little bit easier to set up. Do love setting up the servers though. I haven't played on a server probably about a year, but it's nice being able to hop on whenever I want and have the server going. Yeah, so I do feel bad for consoles that they kind of have limitations. Pretty big limitations that I just pushes me away from them really. And you rate 5 stars, thanks. Double the ratings. I do the same thing, so gotta get those good ratings. How's the stream quality? I don't really know what it's like. Can't really see it. Is it lagging at all? Right now it looks like it is lagging. But I might be just getting terrible playback. Oh, I see. Why don't you tell me it was terrible stream quality? Hold on a second, I need to switch this. Let me know if that improved it at all. Huh. Okay, that's good. Are you sure? I can't really tell, so. I am streaming at a lot higher quality now. I'm streaming at 1440p rather than 1080. So if it can't keep up, if it's lagging at all, let me know. I'm might have to mess with the settings a little bit. So it looks like it's lagging in my preview, but I could be seeing something that's different. Yeah, it's giving me errors here. Saying it's not receiving enough video. That's what I get. Oh god. Need to pause it in order to do this here. I'm gonna put it on the home screen for a second and get this figured out. Does that improve it at all? Yes, it is hot. That's for sure. It's humid, very humid today. In Michigan, anyway. Georgia, yeah, that's even hotter. Not doing Georgia's weather, that's for sure. I can't complain compared to Georgia. Got a little bit of an incline here. Looks like the stream's running a little bit smoother now. Now, when you play on PC, do you just use a controller or do you use like mouse and keyboard? Yeah. And I'm not using my wheel and joystick setup, I use controller too. I can't stand using the mouse and keyboard, it's just not very smooth. Not as comfortable. Sure, I was gonna have more people in here, but no. Just you and I, Drew. It's a lot different when it's not on Facebook where I have 12,000 and 12,000 likes and followers, so more people see it, but Yeah, I pretty much got a hand-me-down one. Not the fanciest one, but it works. It's definitely does its job. That's all I really need it to do. And it's kind of hard sometimes to play with it. It's a lot more work, so yeah, it's a lot more commitment to get it set up and stuff. Controller is just so much easier to just sit down and play for a little while and get back on it. Oh, stream is struggling right now. Why is it struggling so bad? Oh no. I've messed up. Some reason when I have this set up and I tab out of the game, it automatically accelerates forward unless I'm outside of the combine. Why is it struggling? So far I'm liking it. There's some things that I wish were in the game that aren't, and I know it. Like dynamic terrain. But overall, with the graphics look a little bit better as the sky and ground textures and stuff, but so I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to seasons being integrated. So I'm optimistic about it. I'm not. I guess I'm not as excited about it as I was 19 yet. I haven't seen enough about it yet to be excited about it, but I hope they made a better one, but I doubt it. They probably got a brand new model, I'm sure. I'm very interested to see how they change it, or see if they take any of my ideas from my Magnum and see if they incorporate them into theirs. Like I said, I doubt it. It probably won't have we probably won't have many customization options on it. Like the wheel configurations, I'm sure. God dang it. Sure, it won't have the same amount of customization options on it. But I guess I can hope. I'm still messing with stuff, trying to make it a smoother stream. Yeah, I mean, ours was pretty accurate to the real thing, so it doesn't surprise me that it looks very similar. Stream is still struggling. I mean, I expect theirs to look just like ours because we made it to, well, SIID made it to look like the real thing. I mean, we try to match it perfectly, so yeah, we try to make everything as realistic as possible, and they obviously did too, so it doesn't surprise me that theirs looks pretty close to the same thing. I'm hoping the model is even better quality than ours. But I guess you can never really be too sure. I'm gonna have like one tiny strip on the side, aren't I? Yeah, the Kinsey planter looks awesome. I haven't really used Kinsey stuff, but I probably will in the new game with that, especially with a nice looking planter like that. I'm sure custom modding's gonna quickly port over their early risers planters as well. I think I'm probably gonna have to optimize my AFS Steigers before the new game. I don't know if they'd accept them as they're in their current state. But I'll definitely, if my plan is probably to edit their Magnum right after the start, because it's just to be a in-game vehicle edit, so it should be pretty easy, pretty quick. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to add some stuff to it. Wheel configurations and just more configurations in general. But then after that, I might plan on doing my AFS Steiger series as well. Yep, I'm excited for Mac talked about that last stream, having different truck brands. That's pretty cool to see that they actually are bringing new real life truck brands in, at least one. We'll see how many it ends up being in the end. What are you most excited about for the new game? I heard someone saying that because of the truck, but I think they featured the same kind of truck in their last, or a similar truck in their last CGI trailer for FS19, or one of the CGI trailers for FS19. So, I don't know. Everyone, you got to really take the CGI trailer with a grain of salt with that kind of stuff. Like the brands for sure are you can look at, but one thing that I was disappointed with for 19 is in the CGI trailer they had the crop growth cycles. Or they had in the CGI trailer they had the crops growing like actual crops, like progressively instead of like in increments as how they are now. Like when you see a growth state, that all the plants just shoot up all at once. There's no like intermittent stages. But in the CGI trailer, they had like the actual crop like slowly growing, not just in stages. And I was really excited. I was hoping that they slowly over time grew a little by little rather than all of a sudden popping up and being ready for harvest. I'll have to check it out. I didn't see the F-150 in there. That would be a huge thing if they got Ford on board. Good evening, the Carpet Farmer. Thanks for joining. What about you, Carpet? Are you excited? What's the thing you're most excited about for FS22? Yeah, when I get done with this field, I can pull it up. I think I'll have to switch around my streaming layout real quick. Them shaders, though. Actually, I don't know if I can pull it up. Might be able to. Let's see. Going straight here, 1 second.
Product not yet rated.
Occlusion culling. I'm guessing that has something to do with performance. Actually, I'm not familiar with that term. Guessing it has something to do with the performance. I'm just excited for them overall to improving to DirectX 12 and having just more optimization. Be able to utilize all my CPU. Right now my game runs, my graphics card's only at like 60%, CPU is at like 20%, and I'm still running at 30, 40 frames, and it gets a lot of equipment and stuff, so it's pretty frustrating to have the power but the game not utilizing it. Alright. I was gonna turn this off and head over to my Beets. Got the old Magnum on the Artsway Beet digger, and then I got my Magnum AFS Connect Magnum on the Beet cart. Actually, first before we do that, before I roll away, let me see if I can get this. All right.
A wise man once said, to forget how to dig the soil, tend the earth, is to forget ourselves.
You're gonna have to let me know where it's at.
Well, maybe some have, but a few of us still know. You gotta be willing to put in the time, make the sacrifices.
It's in the bushes somewhere, right?
Hard choices. The job's got its perks, don't get me wrong. The sweet smell of the morning dew, the way the warm sun and the cool breeze can dance across your skin. But don't think it's a game.
I don't see it here. Right at the start? Oh, I see. Right there. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. But I can see where they see the Ford logo anyway. Interesting. It's definitely hard to tell. Definitely would be speculation at that point. set back up here. Oh yeah, carpet. Yeah, it's I had a special request for that, so I wanted to include it. I try to include everything that everyone's looking for. Obviously, I can't do everything, but the 3-meter row crop was something I had early on, and it's pretty popular, so I wanted to make sure I included that. You don't see many of those on Mod Hub, so makes it kind of special in a way. All right. Get up here, worker. I really like beet harvest. Hopefully the stream is doing okay. Missing a strip. Oh, it's because I own my GPS on. That makes sense. Better turn that on real quick. Can't exit out of this. That's not good. Check my controller. It's really weird. Keyboard's working, so it's not the keyboard, it's just like glitched. That's frustrating. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, running a. I don't know if there's any. Is there any John Deere mods with the? I have to completely close my game because this is glitched out. Well, I guess I'll have to do what I have to do. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, running a. I don't know if there's any. Is there any John Deere mods with the? I don't know if I've seen any John Deere mods with the 3-meter spacing. Nice. I thought maybe one of JHG's had it. Sorry about the technical issues. Game glitched out or something and wouldn't let me get off that setting. Get off that control settings. Hopefully I didn't lose too much progress. That's one thing I guess I hope for FS22 as well, is having the ability to have more than 64 wheel configurations. It's a huge limitation on consoles, for me anyway. The Magnum would have a lot more wheel configurations for sure if I was able to do it. And the Steiger series would too. Hoping that performance overall we can squeeze a little more poly count in, so we can have more details. That'd be nice to be able to take advantage of the better hardware, but I know that I think they're still gonna have it on PS4, so if that's the case, and probably won't be able to, but hope for the best. The Evening Neon Laser? Ignore the title of the map. It's not actually called that. It's just my edit name of it. This is Seneca County. And thanks for joining Neon. Talking a little bit about FS22 and what we're most excited about for it. Sure hope I don't have to recombine most of that field. But I probably will. First things first. Peter. Oh. Sweet. I did save it. Okay. So I didn't lose any progress. I can remember set up my GPS this time. It's a good question, the carpet. Mainly, so I grew up a lot around Case. My uncles farmed, and uncles on both sides of my family farmed, and they mostly used case equipment. But also, when FS22 or FS19 came out, there was John Deere was a big new brand. So everyone was so focused on it, and it really didn't get any love on. It didn't get really any love on this game. Case did. So I know no one made any case mods for the first three months or so of this game being out. Like, it came out in, October, November. And I always wanted to. There was no magnums with like the Americanized, front duals or duals or any wheel configurations really. There was no American wheels, so I started modifying the American wheels, adding the side flashers on, doing that myself, learning how to do it along the way because I really wanted to use the American case equipment. Everyone was so focused on John Deere that they didn't want to mod for case. I was the first one to release an edit of the Magnum, so I kind of stuck with case because of that. But I've always liked it. I've always preferred it over John Deere, even growing up. So I think that's the main reason for sure. But the reason I continued with the modding of it is because no one else was, really. Fix my head tracking here. So if I really didn't, I would focus on head tracking here. There we go. I would do other brands, but like John Deere, everyone has that covered, I really don't need to do anything John Deere wise. Now I just keep coming back to the case equipment. Probably helps that I've also driven. I've driven a few John Deeres, but mostly driven case Magnums in real life. So I'm much more familiar with them. Worked on a farm that had mostly Magnums tractors. So I guess it's just how I grew up, mostly is why I'm so brand specific. Yeah, I mean, the love for case definitely picked up in the last year or so, with custom modding getting on board with case equipment and a few other modders also contributing. With like the Maxim, I think Whiskey Sierra made the Maxim. So it's getting a little bit more traction in the modding community in the last year or so. But yeah, now with it being on the cover of the cover of the American version of FS22, it might hopefully it'll get more love. I don't really use Massey Ferguson tractors much. It's one brand I never really use. I don't know why. I'm not. I guess it's probably because I don't see them around where I live very much. You see very few. You do see a couple, but not very often. Perfect. So I think my truck's full. I'm going to take my truck to the beet dump. Be able to fit a little bit more in here. Yep, could squeeze a little more in there. Swather. Like I'm not really familiar with even Massey Ferguson equipment. Yeah, so I've already announced my one project that I'm working on right now, which is the pit bull, or the quote-unquote pit bull silage blade. I'm currently working on that. That should be done very soon. I'll be submitting it for testing pretty soon here. And after that, I have my one last mod that I'll probably be releasing for 19. I hope to be anyway. Hope as long as I get it on. Which is this trailer that I'm hauling right now. I maybe for 19 I'll just I was planning on making a whole pack. But for 19 I might just do the 48 foot, which is this one, because this is essentially it's pretty much done already. I was planning on making a pack with multiple size trailers, but because there's only 5 months left of 19, I might just do the 48 foot version and call it good for this game, or then remake it for the new game. But I did really enjoy working on this trailer, so I definitely want to release it for 19 if I can. I do have quite a bit of motivation to actually work on it. So once I get the pit bull blade done, then probably have it out. Probably get to work on it pretty quickly. The last time I couldn't pull through that, so I'm just gonna go around this time. Oops. Forgot to change the unload speed back. I was messing with testing my silage blade, and I forgot to change the unload speed of this trailer because I was trying to unload it really fast. Oh well. So it makes it a little bit quicker to get back to the field. Yeah, so the only other project I have planned really is this trailer. I'll probably be taking it easy on it. As soon as I release that, I'll probably take a break for until 20. Maybe I'll work on optimizing some of my mods. Well, I do want to, I'll go back on my statement. I do want to make some edits to my PC version of the Magnum. Not doing anything more on consoles for the Magnums, but PC I will be updating wheel configurations and adding monitors in the cab and stuff. Yeah, the projects definitely get away from you. Especially once we start, like when I first started modding, I was only modding for PC, so mods were able to, I was able to throw mods out the door pretty much because I wasn't really doing the best quality work. So I was able to put out a lot of okay quality mods like my Terrogator and small edits like the Patriot and the, what's it called, 500 series case seeder. But then once I started getting a little bit better at modding and really I had to put more time into it to make a better quality mods, and then it's like I said, time starts getting away from you after a little while. Once you start working on a big project, like the AFS Steiger series is my biggest project I worked on. I started it in September-ish, and I didn't get it out till February. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like that much time goes by, but it does. There's a lot of content on that mod. Giants needs more of my models. Yeah. They do, but I don't have the time. Most of my stuff I do isn't really my models anyway. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about it too, is the track oscillation. It's a work of art. I've always said it's one of my favorite things I've done as a modder is make that system, just because it's something that's never really been done before to that quality anyway. A lot of cool breakthroughs that made it actually work properly, and it was an exciting thing to work on. Interested to see if they're going to have those kind of systems in 22 or not. Oh yeah. I'm surprised that more modders didn't do that kind of thing. There was some, but I know Steenkamp caught on to it and added it to his later on. That was one of the first things I added to my Steiger series when I first made it back in spring of 2019-ish. That's changing one line of code in order to make it twist. Changing it from a 0 to a 10, angle of 10, so that the components could move. But yeah, it's very frustrating to pack silage in this game when your tractor's like a rigid block, because you just get stuck and it bounces around. And That's a feature. That's something I hope they improve on in 22 is, what do you want to call it? Fruit on the ground physics. But I don't expect that to improve. That's just one of those things that, yeah, I probably won't. Gotta love the follow me mod. Thing's a blessing. Unless you have friends, then it doesn't really matter. Awesome, Cummins. It's good to hear. I do the same. I have trouble getting away from my own mods. Putting so much time and work into them, it's hard not to, but just the quality of them too. Few make as detailed and quality physics performing wise tractors. JHD does a pretty good job. But overall, just customization and quality. Little minute features that most people don't notice. Try to always include those. I agree that they definitely need to improve the physics. That's one of the biggest things about this game is the physics, honestly. I know it's not going to improve because they're using the same quote-unquote Giants engine that they make. So I know that the physics aren't going to change. They just won't. Yeah, if you haven't played multiplayer and you need a helper to cart around your beets or even just a grain cart operator, follow me is amazing. Very good functionality. You can tell it to wait so it doesn't keep coming with me. Actually, I'll probably hold on to it. Yeah, I was a little roasting myself. My friends I usually play with other games with, not Farming Sim. And I'm full. Tell my worker to hold on to them. That harvester, it's the beet digger is North Dakota Modding and Mapping's Arts Way digger. I don't know the number. I think that has a number to it. I'll look it up for you real quick here. That's not the number I needed or the key I needed. Beets. Artsway 6812D. I'm really glad I know they hosted like a GoFundMe for it. Kind of questionable tactics move on their part, whatever. But I'm glad they finally released it because it's a mod that I was hoping for. It was like a mod I was looking for a long time. A similar digger anyway. What do you want to call it? The rotary wheel digger? I don't know what it's called. What you see a lot around in Michigan anyway. It's a really nice mod. So, hey Brian, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, I feel it. I never played on Farm Sim Network, but I think that'd be a lot of fun. I just have so many mods that I want to use that probably wouldn't be on there. That's the toughest part about. I know people ask me to start a server all the time. Like, hey, would you ever host a server and have like followers play on it? But I just play with so many mods that I have small edits to, and private mods that that like aren't good enough for release, or I don't have permission to release. So I couldn't host a server with all the mods that I would want on there, because I don't trust most people. I could probably gather enough people that I would trust, but you never know. That's how stuff gets leaked, and I don't want to be the cause of that. Come on, worker. Get up here. Yeah, I saw the Sputnik pack was released. Justin Gilbertson, I think is his name. That looked like a pretty nice pack. I know a lot of people were looking for potato equipment for a long time. I don't do potatoes myself, but I can respect some good work. Some unique work that you don't see any other potato equipment like it. Yeah, the mods take up a lot of the, like I think I have almost 2,000 hours on Steam on this game, technically. But most of it's just sitting in game while modding, so, or a lot of it is. I mean this save game I have 270 some hours on now. So it's this is definitely the most time I've ever spent on a single save. Probably because the map I really like, and have a nice farm setup, so. Oh yeah, FSN. That would be tough. You definitely have to keep up. But yeah, it's a huge time commitment there, staying on 3-day seasons and staying on top of things. You gotta make sure you don't miss a day. Hey Phil, thanks for joining. Forum 16 times map right now. That's almost usually on a 16 times map. I just have trouble with the lack of detail and the lack of terrain differences. I usually don't run huge equipment, so I don't tend to play on the large maps like that. I would like it if there was a map like, I mean, you can see the rolling hills like this. This is a really nice looking map, and it's very similar to the terrain of the area that I grew up in, and so I really like playing on this map. You know, it has, for the most part, square fields. I know a lot of people don't like that, but here in the Midwest-ish Michigan, that's what you see. You don't see too many odd-shaped fields. I mean, obviously, if you have rivers and stuff, there's gonna be odd-shaped fields. But yeah, I definitely get the appeal of playing those 16 times maps using the big equipment. Thanks, Trevor. I'm glad that I can help out the council players, and I was a council player once, so I know that those mods are really appreciated on there, and I'm glad that I can help out. Almost 5,000 hours. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I have any. I don't have any games on Steam that are anywhere close to that. I usually do play quite a variety of games. FS is just one of them. So that's a lot of hours though. 1,600 hours, and then 1,000 multiplayer hours. That's impressive too. That's a lot of time spent online and actually working. Doing a different running G-sand and gravel quarry. I've seen people do that before with like the rock, with like rock physics and stuff. It looks kind of cool. I don't know. It's not really something that I would do, but it's like a whole nother simulator game that you can play inside of this game, so it's kind of neat. Alright, Carpet. Good luck out in that heat. That's pretty brutal. The trailer full already? It is. And thanks for hanging out, though. Appreciate it. Yeah, you didn't switch over to 19 right away? Oh, I see. I don't know what... Why, what's the appeal of staying with 17? As soon as 19 came out, I never really went back to 17, but that might have been just because I didn't play with a whole lot of mods in 17. And 19, I feel like was a pretty big improvement. So once 19 came out, I transitioned and never went back. But then I started modding for 19 too, so. Yep, this is a mesh side trailer. It's a specific configuration for root crop that I have. It's an in-progress mod. I should be releasing this one for 19. I was just talking about this on my other trip to the dump here, but this is probably besides the Pitbull Silage Blade, this is probably my only other mod that's going to be coming out for 19, and I was planning on doing a full... I was planning on doing a full like trailer pack with multiple different lengths. To have like a pup trailer, a 22-foot trailer, you know. But I'm thinking that I'm probably, for 19, I'm probably just going to release the 48-foot version, which is this version. And it's pretty much already done, so that's a big part of it. Is the 40, making the other 2 versions or 3 versions is going to take a lot of time. And with only 5 months left in this game's life cycle, well, before 22 comes out, I think it'll be just wise just to release this version and let more people play with it. And if I get the other versions done, then maybe release it as an update. pretty much all that I have to do on this trailer is update the wheel configurations on it. Don't judge my unloading time. I was messing with testing some other mods, and I changed the unloading time, and I never changed it back. But yeah, I love the mesh side. The mesh sides there, and I just rammed into that pole. I should drive in first person. The mesh sides, I love the mesh sides because that's very, very common you see with sugar beet trailers. It's pretty optimized too. Those aren't like models; they're like a textured mesh. So I was pretty proud of that when I actually modeled it and made it. The truck I'm using is the Kenworth W900. I made custom sounds for it. Otherwise, it's publicly available. I'm surprised no one's made a trailer like this. I mean, technically it's not my model. It's a purchased model, but someone gave it to me. I don't need to stop at stop signs. There's no traffic. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Unloads 100,000 liters in 2 seconds. Sounds about right. Yeah, I do plan on I plan on switching to FS22 right away for now. And I might miss some of my mods. We'll see. Like until it gets full mod support, and I might have to come back to 19 for a little while. But I know it's going to take a little while to get all mods back, unless they somehow port over and allow any mod on 19 to be on 22. That would be amazing, but I doubt it. There's going to be too many changes, I'm sure. Who's working on 3D chains for the harvesters? Oh yeah, I'm definitely not afraid to give credit to modders. I know some people are, but gotta respect the work. I sometimes don't respect the modder himself, but to make good work, gotta be honest with that. Oh yeah. Yeah, for the beet digger, yeah, he said, I did see that post that they're making 3D chains for it, which honestly I don't think they look that bad. I don't know if it's worth the 3D chains, but it's up to them what they want. I know I have very, very small details on my mods that a lot of people probably don't think are worth it. Yeah, like North Dakota mining mapping, like they make really good stuff. Definitely can't deny that. Beet Digger is a very good example of it. They make high quality stuff, but can't respect the attitude, that's for sure. And just the way of business doing things. Definitely not a huge fan of Patreon support and begging for donations, but that's just me. All the threats of going private, cheeky stuff, drama that people love getting involved in. Going private's hilarious to me. I just don't get that at all. But that's just the mentality. That's why that's the one thing I can't respect when people pull that kind of stuff. Like if I'm gonna mod and make stuff, spending hours and hours putting into it, you can definitely expect me to release it publicly. I'm not gonna frickin' hold on to something that I've worked that much time onto and have my work go to nothing. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. People complain about leaks all the time, saying that's why they go private. And one surefire way of not leaking things is to really just release your mods. And don't put them on Patreon. I'm hoping for when the transition to 20 from 19 to 22 that mods are going to be able to, or modders are going to be able to transition a lot faster to the new techniques because, well, and just mostly for like converting mods. Conversion from 19 to 22 I expect to be pretty easy compared to 17 to 19, because 19 introduced a new texture system, the UDIM texture system. So, I mean, any mod from 17 had to get a full texture rework, and there's a lot of work to transfer to update them to 19. But with the 22, it should be easy because it's all using the same texture system. I'm hoping. Good evening, Gage. Thanks for joining. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. It just, Patreon thing just seems so scummy to me. Getting early access to mods for a price. Just feel like it's a shady practice. But you see it with all types of things nowadays, so I can't say it's a surprise, but I just can't get behind it. It's against my morals. I think still the best way to go about getting like donations is just having a PayPal set up and let people donate as they please rather than locking stuff behind a paywall. And there are some people that do donate, and so I mean, if you use one modder's a bunch of modder stuff and want to show your appreciation, that's a good way to do it. There's a lot of people that don't, so that's fine. I agree, yeah, I don't like Patreon. Like, if I wanted this to be my job, then I'd maybe try to make it my job, but it's definitely a hobby, and I don't want to make people force people to pay for that kind of stuff. Because once I start forcing people to pay for stuff, I'd hold myself to a higher quality, a higher standard, even higher than normal, and then people have a right to complain too if you start making people pay for stuff. If people complain about mods now, or are asking you to add stuff to it, you don't have to. You don't feel guilty for not adding something that someone's asking for because it's your mod and they're not paying for it. So, but as soon as you start having people pay for it, then they have the right to complain, and it starts feeling less like a hobby and more like a job. Yep, Gage, that was my new trailer that I'm working on. It's actually been in the works for a very long time, but I just haven't got around to it. Been working on other mods. It's based off the East Genesis trailer. It should be, once I release my pit bull blade, or my silage blade, probably would be another month or two, and I should have that trailer, maybe even sooner. Depends how ambitious I am on working on it. I definitely want to release the 48 foot version for FS19, and I'll probably wait for FS20 to release the other. I'm gonna make different length versions of it. The 48 foot version I'm gonna just get out on FS19 for sure. It's gonna be a lot better even than the West and or Lizard trailers, whatever you want to call it. What if you're on Counselor PC? Yeah, I really like the East Smooth Side trailers, aka the Genesis. The Genesis is like the new, what do you want to call it? That brand. New type that they have released. Yeah, I'll give a closer look of it when I reach the next Endra. Yeah, there's not really a trailer like that yet, so looking forward to that release. I love doing beats. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because I grew up around them. Grew up around a lot of beet farmers. Loved riding in the tractor with my uncles when they were harvesting beets. Always the most interesting operation. Careful. Yeah, I'll go take a look at the trailer. Closer look at that trailer for you right now. Where am I going? Like I said, I'm currently working on them. If with the 48-foot version, it's almost already done. So I should be able to release the 48-foot version pretty quickly. I just want to make the other versions of it eventually, but maybe not for 19. I'm getting good at pulling up to this trailer though. There, here's a better look at it. I love the tarp animation in this thing when there's a tarp on it is mesmerizing. I'll have to show that off. But there's a lot of customization options with regard to wheel options. Even there's different mud flap options, fender options, light options, color options. The animations on this thing are definitely what I love the most. I'm excited to show those off soon. I have a full trailer. Guess you'll see a little bit more. The brand name is just my KFM right for now. Probably gonna keep it as that for the 19 release, just to avoid having two different versions. Yeah, Phil, do you grow up around Beets, or is it just something that you just like to do on Farming Sim, or do you have like a personal connection to them? Have I seen that 9650 Landel? Is that a vertical tillage? What kind of implement is that? Nice, yeah. It's just relaxing, especially with the better equipment. On the in-game equipment, I really don't like doing Beets. I don't necessarily like using the Ropa and stuff. That's just personal preference. I like using the pull behind diggers and having a cart running with it. Yeah, that's kind of worth. It's pretty awesome. This is a released one. I think it's by Expendables. But the sounds are my own custom sounds on it. Actually got the sounds from a ATS mod. Hijacked them and modified them for myself. And no, I haven't seen it. I haven't really used Landell stuff. I know I do have one downloaded, but I never used it. It just looked like a really nice mod. I don't know. I don't tend to use blue stuff. I don't really use New Holland either. Again, ignore the unload speed. It's here. Actually, you know what? I might just go fix. No, I won't, because I can't reset it. The unload speed's unrealistically fast, so ignore that. I guess you can kind of see some of the animations here. That's just the unloading animation, but okay, awesome. Yeah, that's what you mostly grew up around. That's nice. That's nice. What state are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I know beets are a huge thing here in Michigan. I'm not sure, I just don't know where else they are. Where else they're popular. I definitely love this truck color and trailer combo. It looks really nice. That's kind of why I did it. Nice crimson red. Oh, okay. UK, nice. I'm not really familiar with beets anywhere else but really in America. Do you use a lot of pull? Is there a lot of pull behind diggers there? Or is it mostly the self-propelled ropas and self-propelled diggers? Because they're starting to be more and more common here. But definitely didn't see a lot of them growing up. Nice. Favorite cereal crop? That's a good question. I would say probably corn is the cereal crop, right? Pretty sure it is. But not counting corn, I would say wheat or barley. In Michigan, we see usually soybeans, wheat, corn. Well, I guess where I grew up in Michigan anyway. Soybeans, wheat, corn. You see some barley. You see sugar beets, obviously. There's a lot of other specialty crops too in Michigan, but just didn't really grow up around them, so. It's a good question, though. Uncles did black beans, or navy beans, when I was growing up too. Oh, if beans is a cereal crop, then I'd say beans for sure. I mean, like I said, beans and corn is definitely the most popular crops in Thumma, Michigan area. Yep, that's same gauge, same. That's pretty much the main three. Then along with beets here. There's quite a few beet farmers here too. And obviously all the hay fields as well for silage and dairy farmers. Ooh, I'm at the edge of the field. Sorry, worker. You're okay. Beans is nice to do in farming sim because the least maintenance really, because you can they don't take as much, they yield less but they're worth more, so easy to work with. That's why, I mean, that's probably why a lot of farmers do them, honestly. They're one of the best paying crops. But corn is just its own, kind of its own crop. It's fun to do. Big plants, high yield. Now, one thing I can say for the new game FS22 is that definitely the animations seem to be a lot better for harvesting corn. The one picture they have of the forage harvester, the harvesting the silage, is the corn was actually like folding inwards into the header rather than just slowly disappearing. It was actually folding, so bending over, breaking. Look, more realistic harvesting animations anyway. So looking forward to that. Hope to see that with all crops really. Sharp turns here. Got a big dead patch here, jeez. I'm hoping so, Phil. I'm hoping that's the best. Hopefully that improves the games overall. I'm interested to see how much it's going to change the game, or if there'll be a noticeable difference. The heck? A little bit too close this time, it looks like. Wasn't any closer than previous times, it didn't feel like. Huh. Just when I said I was getting better, I'm gonna go and do that. Yeah, I think there was a couple different reasons exactly for why they delayed the game. One probably because they allowed themselves to, because they got out of the contract with Focus. That's probably a good point. Then probably also just the fact that the new console release, maybe because they want more people to get the new consoles, so more people would buy the game. And I'd like to hope that they made improvements. That took a while to get into the game, but it doesn't really seem so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see when more features are announced, really. The one thing I was hoping for when they announced that they're delaying the game is that they're going to add better physics, working on their, maybe going to improve their engine enough to have like mud runner style physics. But obviously not the case. But I can hope that other improvements are going to make me like the game. There's definitely going to be guaranteed performance improvements, so that's already a good start. Can definitely confidently say that this is going to be the first time since PlayStation existed that I'm not going to buy the new PlayStation. Well, actually, that's a lie. I didn't get PlayStation 3. I had an Xbox 360. First time I'm not going to get a console generation. Fully committed to PC now. So I had a PS1, PS2, switched to Xbox 360, then got a PS4. My worker doesn't go in the ditch. Isn't that such a good sight? Awesome, yeah, that's a good idea, Phil. I definitely get I definitely get why people play on console, but if you're really serious into playing Farm Sim, definitely making the switch is the way to go. It's a completely new game at that point. Performance-wise, mod-wise, shaders-wise, like the difference. I mean, I have another setting that's makes it look it actually doesn't look too bad here, but shaders just put the icing on the cake. Consoles definitely are more It's easier to be comfortable playing. You have a controller. I mean, you can control on PC. A lot easier to start up and just play the game rather than on PC. If you're using mods and stuff, you have to set everything up properly. And right, and it can be pretty close to a console too. I mean, you can get a decent laptop for, or a decent desktop for, you know, $700 to like $1,000 or so. You can get a decent laptop, or a decent desktop, I'd say. Laptop, not really, because it's a little more expensive. With graphics cards the way they are right now, it's getting any type of build going is kind of frustrating. Right, yeah. I didn't mean to say that, Cummins. Obviously, I use my own PS5 controller when I'm playing on PC most of the time. Right now, I'm using my wheel and joystick setup, but a lot of the times just for comfort, I use my controller. But it's just like plug and play, is like Phil said. It's plug and play is it's a huge deal, especially when people's lives are so busy. And I'm guessing this cart's gonna be full. Oh, it is full. It was full back in the other row. Right, like follow me, yeah. The scripted mods like follow me and courseplay and even like additional game settings. There's a lot of like just small little mods that really make everything a lot more enjoyable. Hey Jacko. Life is great. Pretty relaxed right now. After a busy beginning of the year, it's hopefully shaping up to be a very nice summer. So I'll take this load now, I guess. Oh yeah, Global Company. I forgot Global Company wasn't on all platforms. Yeah, Global Company is a huge one. There's a lot of cool mods that came out of Global Company. I use a few of them. I use a few of them, not all of them. I think I have them all enabled, but I don't really use all of them. A lot of cool functionality though. I really like the silo system. That's probably the biggest thing I've taken or I've gotten out of Global Company. I think that's a Global Company silo system. Well, thanks, Jacko. That means a lot. Appreciate the kind words. Try to be my best that I can. Really appreciate all the support. Oh yeah, Maze Plus as well. I don't really utilize Maze Plus. I think I have it enabled on the save. I don't really use it. What does Maze Plus do again? Doesn't it add different types of like silage and corn? I don't really know. Like I said, I never really utilized what that mod does. I know it all sounded good on paper, but I never really dug into it. Oh, it adds new crops as well. Pretty sure I have it installed. Is it one of the mods that adds, like, does it add dry corn and stuff? Because I know that Global Company adds dry corn too. Yeah. Yeah, being on council, you probably wouldn't know anything really about Maize Plus either. I don't know, I never really found a, like, if you want to play realistically, Maize Plus was definitely a huge, huge thing to have. When it comes to silage and corn, usually I'm okay with it, just the in-game, well, in-game corn and silage, really. Those functions, just having it sit in the silage bunker if ever meant, and good to go. So I really don't take advantage of Maize Plus. I do take advantage of dry corn. I like that. I like the whole concept of dry corn, being able to dry it and have it be worth more, because that's kind of how it works. Should be worth more as dry. So that is one thing that I would miss if I didn't have Global Company. Oops. If that pulled up close enough to it, maybe. Oh, I'm empty. I won't have anything come out if I don't have everything in my dump cart. Jacko, yeah, this is a PC only map. This is a 4x scale map. It's Seneca County on PC. Probably my favorite map, honestly, out of all the maps I've played. It's just the most familiar, most like where I grew up. Mostly square fields, nice straight roads, wide open spaces, no fences, not very few fences anyway, and small forests kind of scattered around. Here's a PDA for it if you're interested. Kind of hard to see with the being a transparent background, but lots of fields, lots of different sized fields. There's a wide variety in for early game, and then late game it's not a lot, but there's a lot of fields you could combine to make large fields if you want to run huge equipment. But it's not very, I wouldn't say it's a very popular map in the community. A lot of people like the curvy fields and curvy roads, and it doesn't hit home for me, if that makes sense. And I do like the larger maps, just being able to drive to fields. Like, I love going up. You can see up in the top left corner the 122, 123 fields. I like having to drive to fields. It makes it feel like the world looks larger and more realistic. Yeah, Millennial Farms, I didn't play it myself. I checked it out. It is it's a nicely laid out map. And because I'm a fan of the Millennial Farmer. It's fun to just go on the map in general. But I have heard of crashing issues and lag. That's the tough thing about consoles is the lag. That's for sure. That's one of my big reasons of staying away from it. Once you get, I mean, even on PC, once you get a lot of equipment, you'll start to lag. But on console, you don't have to have a whole lot of equipment. Just it already is slow or low frames and laggy. Yeah, the crashing issues are really frustrating. I would hate having to deal with that. And I think it's just because the consoles are just so far behind. This game was released, very far into the life cycle of the old gen consoles. So you saw, I mean, they just couldn't handle the complex mods that people were putting out that PCs could, and definitely a huge limitation of consoles. I was gonna ask what's the biggest thing? What's the biggest letdown of the map? I didn't play it, so I don't really know a lot of the small details of it. I did kind of like the idea of the shop being outside the map, being map bound, so you could actually utilize more space for farm fields and stuff. What don't you like about the dealership being that far out? Because you can't, maybe because you can't click on the what vehicles you have over there, like on the map. What don't you like about it being outside the map bounds? Okay, I feel I see what you're saying, Jocko, with that. I'm not really used to the slot count thing, but if maps come with, I'm guessing the maps come with a certain amount of slot count available, and that one must not have much then. Oh, I see. Yeah, that would make sense because I mean, it's obviously something special to be able to do that like that. So maybe it's a good point that it could be causing just performance issues on on consoles. And on PC, it's not really desirable just because it's a regular size map. I'm curious, I saw that there's a 4x scale map released on consoles. What's the performance on that? I saw it was out and I was very, very surprised. That's it for Beets. Okay, I see it. You guys make more and more sense now. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I did see that you had to take one specific road to get out to it. And it was kind of confusing on where it was located because it's outside the map. I see what you're saying. Wow, yeah, I wasn't aware of all that many issues with it. That's definitely sucks, knowing that because I know Mapper's Paradise worked a long time on it, So it sucks to see that the finished product didn't come out as they were kind of promising and hoping to. That's it for beets. That's it for my harvest of this season. Been a long time. I took a break from this map for a while, so it's nice to finally finish it up. Didn't you say, or didn't? So someone correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't a 4x scale map come out on consoles like this week? So let me know if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw a video on it. A DJ Goham video about it or something. Oh, okay. You're saying that that's the one that got taken down, Phil? That four scale map is the one that got taken down. I didn't hear that. It got taken down. Yeah, it really sounded like they on the Millennial Farms map. It sounds like they kind of got burnt out doing it. It almost like they, and there's a lot of hype around it from the beginning because, like, you know, Millennial Farmer, you know, he announced that they were having a map being made and when it was planning on being done. I mean, even Mapper's Paradise gave a release date at some point and they did not come anywhere close to meeting it, and it just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and it just became, the whole situation became, what the right word is, toxic, I guess, where it was just not desirable at that point. There's just so many delays, and I never played the KarlFarms map either. I heard that one kind of had issues when it first came out, but they corrected them, apparently. Minor issues, kind of like floating objects and stuff. I just love the view of this map too. Like, look at this. Rolling hills, windmills in the distance, and I blew past my stop sign. Back it up. Almost spun out. Yeah, that exactly, Cummins. That put a lot more. I don't want to say salt in the wound, but bitter taste in everyone's mouth when the release was hyped up and they finally released it after the long wait, and then it gets taken down immediately, only to wait another few weeks. I'm gonna give a better view of the animations here. I realize I never showed off the tracks on the AFS Connect Steiger series. You guys still want to see those? Figured I probably should. I probably should because it's in the title of this video. So I will after I unload this. Get this back to my farm. Stop sign still in testing. Yeah, Welker's fine. I'm assuming Welker's was good for like the big bud equipment. I'm guessing they made it so it was pretty compatible with that equipment. That's one thing. I like the big bug tractors. They're kind of neat, but I just don't really tend to use them in game. I didn't really like using articulated tractors for a long time. The only one I liked using was the Steiger. But I've come around. All right, yeah, I'll show the Steiger here or mostly the quad track and road track here in a second. Park this. Go to the store. All right, I guess I'll show off the. I have enough money so I can buy one and resell it right away. So I'll show off both the PC and console version. Actually, no, I don't have the console version on here, do I? I do not. So I'm only going to show off the PC version. I'll let you know what is going to be on consoles and what's not. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, I love the quad track and Jacko. Yeah, on the 9RT they are different. I am using them. They provided me with a model of the tracks as well. Those tracks that they have on theirs, but I have my own on the road track and quad track, or not the quad track, on the road track. So this is the Camzo RD 4500, obviously, as it says in the wheel brand. So these are actual, well, most of these are actual options on the road track. This is a pretty standard option. And obviously with all different spaces here. My favorite setup is definitely the 21 inches and 120 inch setup. I just love the look of this. But if you're on PC, you've seen these type of tracks already. I did improve the visuals on them. The normal maps on the tracks models themselves are a little bit higher quality. They look a lot nicer. So you have the 21 inch, 24 inch, 30 inch. Standard South PC already has seen all these, but this belt will be new for consoles. The track array was redone for PC, so that actually fits the belt, or it fits the wheels a lot better now. Wheels are actual normal size again. This is the Camzo high traction, just a different type of belt. This one will also be on console. All different widths and all different spacings. Then we have, this is one of them that's not going to be on consoles. This is a PC only type track. That's just because it's part of the Giants DLC and it's not allowed on consoles. So a PC will have this option. I mean, or they already do have this option. It's nothing new here. This is the Camzo 6500 positive drive. This one is by Custom Modding. This is the one that you see on Custom Modding's 9RT. You're right, yeah, Jacko. On consoles, they won't be named Camzo. They'll just have like in this case, they'll have the 6500 PD 18 inch. They won't have the Camzo in front of them. But this is the tracks by Custom Modding. You have all different width options there and spacings, obviously. And then we have the Saucy S-Tech 7016 belt types. This one only has 18, 21, and 24 inch. This one is this is also again by custom modding. And yep, there's no 30 inch on those. 30 inches doesn't look very good. It gets like too stretched out. And this is the Gator track, also by custom modding. This is also going to be available on console. So the only one that's not available on console from the road track is the... Oh, no, there's two. No, there's just one. The middle one that it was part of the DLC. So this one has all track widths as well. So I'll take a closer look at let's look at my favorite setup. And other than wheel option wise, there's not going to be any more options other than that added. They're all going to be ones that are already included in the mod. So we'll purchase this and teleport to it. The Gator track on consoles will also be called the Gator track. It's just it won't have the Gator brand. It'll just be called Gator track or Gator. It might just say Gator 18 inch, I think. This update I'll clarify this now before I start looking at this. The update should be coming out tomorrow for all platforms. It's in testing right now at Giants. It's been in testing for 2 days. I'm surprised it's taken them so long. But it's been testing for 2 days, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to pass. But it should be tomorrow. And I'm going to release this update on PC as well once it releases on console. So that's kind of the up close. This map is Seneca County. It's available on PC. I added the wind turbines to it, but other than that, it's pretty much standard Seneca County. But yeah, it's just looks very nice. No, like most people probably can't tell, but there's now normal maps on the tracks that kind of make the corners look rounded and it makes the overall quality look really, really good. Yes, you can put a blade mount on this as well. So you can connect. Well, you can't connect yet, but soon we will be able to connect the K9 dozer blade here. I could slap it on for you if you guys want to see that. Is there any other what kind of tracks do you guys want to see on here? Any specific brand you guys want to see closer up? Yeah. Yeah, they've been testing mods pretty quick because they don't have as many mods to test. I do like the South Sea tracks. They look really nice. It's just glorious, you know. Obviously, you've seen these ones on the New Holland that K&M released. I'll slap the blade on there real quick. Blade attachment, anyway. Generally, you don't see blades like this on a road track, but You got the full connection to the hydraulics here. You can see when it connects, the hoses go and lock into place. There's a closer look at the Saucy tracks here. Very nice work by custom modding on these, they look great. Normal map work, model work, this looks very good. You do see road tracks with the blades on them? Huh, I don't think I've ever seen a road track like this have a blade mount, but doesn't surprise me, I guess. I guess blade is pretty awesome. Helps silage, making silage packing a lot more enjoyable. It has there's a primary lift function. Yeah, this isn't even the widest. It has extensions on it as well. I'm currently running. This is the 18-foot with top extension. We also can extend the width out to 21 feet, and with the top extension. A few different options. Not as many options as you usually see on my mods, but there's really only so much you can do with this blade. So, but the functionality-wise, the blade it has a they call it a parallel lift system. So it lowers, so it always stays parallel with the ground as it lowers. So you can get a nice level silage pile. But it also helps a lot in Farming Simulator because you don't have to. There's not two controls for the lifting and angling of the blade. It's just one control that takes all the way down and all the way up. But it's really simple to use, for sure. Then you also have sideways rotation, or the, I don't know what you want to call this, angling of the entire blade. It's not really, I don't find it useful in Farm Sim. It's just an option in the real life blade, so real life pitbull blade, so I figured I'd include it. It just looks really cool. And you have the lights on the front. What I love most is the dirt maps on this thing. As I really love the dirt map work. Love specular maps on it. Look really nice. Had a lot of fun making those. I'm getting distracted here. I gotta show off the quad track yet. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to releasing this blade. Hopefully that'll be soon. It's pretty much done. I had to redo the hoses a little bit and to make it better. I already submitted it once to councils, but Giants rejected it and had a few things I wanted to fix. So I'll show off the quad track as well. And there is something big on that's going to be available on PC that's not going to be available on consoles, and I'll say it right off the bat. These ATI tracks are available on PC, but not console. It's just the poly count was already too high on the tractors, and I had to include the middle disc, the big wheel, and that drives the belts. I had to include that on the Steiger model because the way that the tracks move, so I couldn't have them on console. Because I know there's already performance issues with these. But PC will have the ATI track option. For the console version, we'll have every track option besides these ones, which is the same ones that aren't available on the road track on console. It's DLC tracks that aren't allowed to use on console for modders anyway. But this is the custom modding Camzo 6500, same as you saw on the road track. Same ones you see in the 9RT. It looks kind of funny all stretched out at 36 inches, but my personal preference. Those are the two Camso style belts. And then you have the belt by Continental Industries. Obviously on console it'll be called something else. I think it's just called Trackman on consoles. But this is a standard option on the quad track. Yeah, so you have 30-inch, 32-inch, 36-inch options for that belt. This is a belt that I did myself. And you have the Gator track by Custom Modding. Again, 30, 32, 36. And that's it. So you have 4 different options of belts on the quad track on consoles. But the ATI high idlers do look just awesome. I'm kind of bummed I couldn't really make it work on consoles. It just add too high of poly count, fortunately. But I did add the same rotation features as the normal tracks. I'll show those off. So going over bumps, these tracks are going to pivot as well. Kind of clips into the. That's the one thing I wouldn't recommend using this fender option with these ATI tracks if you're on PC. So they do clip into the fender if they pivot too much. But yeah, that update should be coming out tomorrow for all consoles or for all platforms, minus the ATI tracks on the console version. But for the most part, the consoles will be getting all the same options. So excited about that. Excited for the new 3D tracks. It's a big deal for console players. So, but also just in my improvements on the Camso tracks, I'm excited for the PC players as well. But with that said, I'm probably gonna end stream there. Got my harvest done for the season, so I just have to go put this in my bins and might do some tillage yet on this map. But after that, it's gonna be hunkering down for the winter. And we get to planting. Start planting on this server again. I'll probably really get back into it because planting is my favorite thing to do. But I really appreciate everyone joining. It's good talking to you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Hope to be streaming at least once a week, usually. Try to keep up that as much as I can. Might get busy during the summer and the weekends, so we'll see if I can keep up that schedule, but I'll try my best. And don't forget to turn on notifications if you guys want to see me when I start streaming. I want to get a notification when I start streaming and stuff. All right. Now, thanks, Phil. Thanks for guys for sticking around, and have a good night. Peace.